Well, hello enemies book lovers. My name is Ash and welcome back to my channel. We are here for our May TBR. Yes, we're almost halfway through the year. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to talk about it. We're going to skip past that. And we're going to talk about my TBR for the month of May. May is actually one of my busiest months of the year. Actually, it is my busiest month of the year. So I'm not going to be able to get maybe as much reading done. So I would like to make my TBR a little bit smaller than I originally make it. So probably, hopefully not over 3,000 pages as I have been doing the last few months. But that being said, I'm going to talk about a few things first. For one, there are going to be a few changes for my TBRs after May. Not much, barely any differences, but I'm just letting you know there'll be a few changes. I'll tell you about that in my June TBR. And also an announcement that honestly, I've been like putting it off because I've been afraid to talk about it and like I just feel bad about it. And that is my readathon. I am going to be taking a break from my readathon. I don't know for how long, and I don't know if it's indefinite, if it's temporary, I don't know yet, but I'm going to be taking a break from my readathon. I'll put a community post up so that way people are aware that are not watching this video, but I just need a break. I haven't been motivated. It's kind of a chore to me now, and it's really sad because I really did enjoy it in the beginning, had a really good time with it, and now I'm just not. I feel so guilty and so bad that people are excited about the next chapters and side quests, and I just don't really think I have the motivation to do it. As you can tell probably on my channel, I don't really upload very often. It's been really difficult for me this year. I've been having a good year though. Like this year has been technically kind of good for me, but for some reason my content has been suffering. I will have my Discord still open, always available for anyone for free. It's just anyone can join. It doesn't even matter if you're part of the readathon or not. Just join the Discord if you want to. I'll put down below. There will be a question. You just have to answer what your favorite genre is just so that you can get in. I'll let you in no matter what it is. I'm not going to judge you, I promise. And if you want to join, just talk, you can do that. But if not, that's fine too. Usually I post something for June and I'm not going to be doing that in May. So just a heads up. We're going to get into my TBR now, and something to look forward to, something I'm excited about. I always look forward to my TBRs. Okay, first things first, we're going to be doing my spinner wheel. I'm really hoping it's nice to me and I don't get any pile-on spaces or added rolls. So let's get into our spinner wheel and see what I end up getting for May. Fingers crossed it's kind to me, so let's go and see. So let's do the spin for where my pile-on is going to go first. That's pretty good. It's also already right there, so that kind of works out. Okay, let's do this again. Okay, this is a close one. As you can see, it is on the blue. That was so close. I don't like that. We have a safe spot. So now we're going to just continue the TBR game and just go about our business as if nothing happened. We're just going to do this 5 times. I asked on a poll on my community post if you guys want me to reduce it to 4 and have more of a realistic TBR, or if you don't mind me having like a little bit more of my TBR than usual. I might get to them all, might not. And I think the majority of the people said that they don't mind me having 5 rolls and reading most of the books, not all of them. I read around 75% of the books on my TBR, so I do read most of them, but not all of them. So most people agreed that they don't mind having 5 and I could just choose between those books. So that's nice, I appreciate that. So that means we're gonna make 5 rolls for this board, and we're going to see what books I get for May, and we will talk about them. So let's go into our first roll, I'm so excited, and see what the first book for May is going to be. So we're gonna start off with the TBR jar where we left off last, and let's go with our first roll. Oh, that's an 8. That's the max number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8. Oh no. When you put a mood read in front of me, I'm gonna take it. So, not as exciting, but I'm gonna do a mood read. I don't know if I should be nervous or excited by the fact that we already started off with a mood read. This is I love this, I'm so excited. Okay, for mood read, I have a perfect book for this. I need to get to an e-arc. On June 23rd, this book will be coming out. I like to read my books a month prior so I can do my wrap-ups in the month of the books coming out. This is actually a debut romance novel, so fingers crossed I like this author's writing style. We'll see, we'll find out. And this is Chase Me If You Can by Heather Francis. This is, as you can see, a romance, and this is a storm chaser romance, which is just a strange concept, but I'm here for it. This is following our female protagonist, Sloane. She is a wedding photographer, but she kind of wants to go into landscape photography. She's also a storm chaser on her on and off, so I'm assuming she takes photos of the storms and stuff, and maybe wants to go into that instead of weddings. And then we have Wes, who is kind of her rival, who's also competing to get on the cover of a magazine. So I'm assuming they're both trying to get photographs or something of the sort to kind of get into the same one. Wes actually ends up getting injured, and they have to start working together to get the front cover. So they go from being enemies or like frenemies to working together to storm chase and try to get that perfect shot. And obviously, as that's happening, they end up, you know, having feelings for each other and things start from there. Honestly, I don't really know how I feel about this, considering the fact that when I was a child, I watched Twister, and since then, oh, The garbage trucks are here. Always when I'm filming. Okay, it's like almost 2 p.m. and the garbage trucks finally showed up. One moment. As I was mentioning, when I was a child, I watched Twister when I was way too young, and ever since then, I've had a horrible fear of tornadoes. When I was a little bit younger, I would say like 10 years ago or so, I used to be terrified of like high winds. Anytime there was like a windy day, I used to get kind of scared because I thought maybe it would be tornado, or if there's like a tornado warning, which first of all, I'm in southern Ontario, so tornadoes never really happen here, but I was terrified, and I still am, of tornadoes and high winds. And if there's a tornado warning, I act like I need to run to the bathroom. I have like an escape plan. I have like, okay, where am I going to go in the house? All that stuff. And I'm a little bit over the top. So the fact that these people are storm chasers is wild to me because I could not fathom it. I know people are out there who are just like obsessed with the idea of watching storms and keeping track of them. I, on the other hand, am running away from the storms, but these characters are going toward them. So they're going to fall in love. Obviously, there's gonna be emotions. There's gonna be emotions. It's a romance. I'm looking forward to trying it out. I don't know if I'm gonna like it, but you know what? I love romance, so it's a pretty decent chance I'll enjoy this one. But yeah, this one sounds like a fun time. Again, I would never want to be these characters, but hey, I'll live vicariously through them because I'm never doing this in my entire life. Never. It's like cave diving. Never happening. I'm staying right here, comfortably at home with a book. That's all. With that all aside, let's move on to our second book. Another big roll. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. LGBTQIA plus. Okay. So far this month is great. We got LGBTQIA plus, so I want to read a book by either a queer author or queer characters or both. And in this situation, I do want to continue a series. I do want to continue my series. I've been having I've been starting so many of them this year. It's actually really bad. I started more this year already than I did all of last year. And it's only 5 months into the year. That's not a good sign. So I want to continue my series, and one of the series I'm in the middle of that I really want to try continuing, is Heaven's Official's Blessing. This is by Mo Tangxu, and I tried the first book. I didn't love it. I think there's a lot of reasons as to why. I think the reason why I didn't love it is because I didn't realize that danmei, I think that's what they're called, like Chinese novels, I didn't realize that they had like episodic things that came out every single week. So originally when these were actually created, they were released weekly. And so that's why it felt so episodic to me, and it didn't make, like, it felt like it wasn't really naturally flowing as I expected it to be, like a book. So now that I know that going into it, I wonder if it'll kind of change my mind on how I feel about it now that I'm kind of aware as to why it felt like that, a bit disjointed. So I'm going to try it a little bit more open-minded now. I also didn't love the humor. I think the humor is a bit too much, but I want to give it a try. I know the series is so beloved. I want to like it. This is like my second chance. If I don't like this one, I might just DNF the series, but I know it's so beloved. And this is something I usually would love. So there's a chance I'll like it. We'll find out. I'm gonna be honest with you. The first book was, a lot was going on, but not a lot was going on. So I kind of forget exactly what's going on in this book, but I know it's about like gods, and the main character, I kind of love him, even though he's a bit annoying at times, but I kind of do love him. And he goes down to the mortal world, and he has like these two guys with him that are kind of like following alongside him. And then he ends up finding someone else, and that's his, well, it's not his love interest yet. It's a very slow burn series. The first book has so many things going on in it that I don't even recall the synopsis. So I do apologize for not having that written down, but it is a very popular, like, male danmei series, and I am just desperately hoping I like this because I need it. I need it to be something I will enjoy. It's something that I thought I would adore, and I'm so upset that I didn't. And there's a few people that are watching this potentially have told me how much they love the series, so I want to give it another try and see if I enjoy it. And if I do like it, I'm going to be so happy, and if I don't, I'm going to be so disappointed in myself. Moving on now to roll number 3. Oh. Oh no, it was going so well. Okay, do I search this one out? Do I get a prompt card instead? Because I don't really want a bunch of books and series or anything. Okay, I'm going to do my TBR prompt instead. I don't really want to start a bunch of series, and I don't really want to start a book. Like, I just don't want to do this, and I'm hoping I don't regret this later because I still have 2 rolls left, and I'm just going to take whatever the top one is. So this, instead of doing my scratch off, I'm going to be doing, okay, read a book by a trans author or a trans main character. Okay, cool. This is fine. I like that. Okay, let's do that instead. This one I didn't really feel like doing the prompt, so I decided to pick a prompt card instead. And honestly, I'm so happy about this one because I need to read more trans characters and authors, so I am so happy with this one. There's an author from last year that I read that I adored. I loved that book so much, so I wanted to continue his works and read something else from him because I actually don't think I've ever read anything from him other than the first book I read. So I'm really excited to be continuing on with his work and going into The Spirit Bares Its Teeth by Andrew Joseph White. I read Hell Followed With Us last year. I believe it was last year at least. It feels like time's flying, so I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure it was last year. I loved it so much. This is not only written by a trans author, but also has trans main characters. I don't think this is a series, but they do have similar covers. The first book was amazing, or like the first book I read from him, which is Hell Followed With Us. I loved it so much. Benji, who's the main character, is a trans character, and there's a lot of discussion on religion and body horror. And I think that the idea of having a book about body horror with a trans character is so genius, and the parallels that you could technically kind of put together, at least when I read it, I kind of saw it as a parallel between your body not being yourself and then also your body changing due to this body horror aspect. It was so beautifully done. This book is not the same, obviously, but it does follow similar premise in regards to another trans character and having to go through things that I would say that the world kind of is pushing back against them with. This book, we're in 1883 London, and we are following a 16-year-old character named Silas. He is a violet-eyed medium, and his mother is trying to marry him off. Silas is a boy, but everyone refers to him and still sees him as a girl, and so his mother is trying to marry him off, in which Silas kind of goes against the idea of marriage and fights back against it, and in doing so, people, I'm not sure if it's because of him kind of saying, no, I don't want this, or if it's something else. They see him as someone who has a veil sickness, which is something that affects women, and he is sent to a facility or institution to get this kind of fixed. Once he is shipped to this facility as a student, he finds out there are other students who have gone missing in the past, and because he is a medium, he is able to commune with some of those people who have passed on and are trying to get his help, and now he's going to gut it from the inside out alongside a few other people that are going to help him. I really like the idea of this, alongside the idea of that a character who is going against these things is also considered mad, because back in the day, women were considered hysteric or hysteria. If you don't know the definition or the origins of the word hysteria, it is very dark and messed up. Or even in this character, Silas, who is a boy, but even he is considered a girl still, and he is put into a facility to try and fix this. I also adore these covers. They're so pretty. The first book was like red, this one is purple, and then the next book is green, and I'm so excited to get to the next one eventually. But for now, I'm going to be reading The Spirit Bares Its Teeth for my trans author and trans main character, because both are associated with this book. So I'm very much looking forward to it, and I cannot wait to get to this one. Now let's move on to roll number 4. A 5. I would love to get a series one, but I don't think that's gonna happen. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Flip a coin or horror thriller. Oh dear. I wanted to read more horror and thriller, but I don't really want to read horror and thriller right now. And May is going to be the difficult one for me. I think I'm gonna go with flip a coin. Don't come at me. Flip a coin is what I'm gonna be choosing for my 4th roll. Okay, so for flipping a coin, I'm gonna do Steel Striker by Marie Lu and Entwined by Rebecca Quinn. These are both last books in a series. Steel Striker is a duology and Entwined is a trilogy. Steel Striker is 400 pages and Entwined is 830. So it's a big difference, but I do want to finish my series, so let's just do the last book in a series for this one. So Mew is going to be heads, so this is heads. This is going to be for Steel Striker, and Entwined will be tails, and that will be obviously this one. So it kind of makes sense they kind of match, like this is pink, which matches Steel Striker, and this is black, that matches Entwined. So let me flip this coin and see which one of the two we will get for this prompt. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to redo that. Okay. Okay. All right. We got heads, which means I'm going to be reading Steel Striker for this prompt. So number 4 was to flip a coin. I decided on 2 books. Honestly, I'm not mad that I got the shorter book of the 2. I should have been excited more about the fact that I got the 400-page book instead of the 800-page book, because again, May is my busy month, so this is kind of technically, again, a very good thing, and I don't really know how to feel about the fact that I've been getting good rolls. It's either a bad thing for the future, or it's just being nice to me on my busy month. But as you saw, I got Steel Striker by Marie Lu. I actually read this book, or the first book, which is It's right behind me. I'll grab it. I read Sky Hunter for a Unwrapper on Haul video, and I enjoyed it. I genuinely liked it. It was really interesting. So I'm going to try the library copy of Steel Striker, which is book 2. This is a duology. So once I finish this book, I'll be technically done a series. Even though it's a duology, I count it as a series. If it's more than one book, it's a series to me, okay? Let me have this win. I don't think I've actually finished a series this year. So I'm gonna let myself say this is finishing a series because it makes me feel better about myself, just a pinch. So I'm gonna be reading this one. This book is really, really interesting. It is post-apocalyptic, but still sci-fi. We're following Talon. This world is a horrible place for her. Most of her people have been wiped out, and there's a Federation who has kind of taken control of not only her people, but her land. And there is a bioweapon that's being used that creates creatures to kind of like control these people. And it's pretty much people who have been transformed into these things. It is so upsetting and so sad. And obviously Talon and a few other people are trying to stop this from happening, and also going after these creatures that are being sent out and kind of like using to control people. It is really messed up in a lot of ways, but really interesting in a lot of others. This does obviously mirror a lot of things in real life that are happening nowadays, and I feel like that kind of happens with everything in human history, because humans for some reason just love to repeat themselves. I don't know why, but they do that. And so a lot of these kind of parallel with not only our world today, but things that could happen one day. I found myself really fascinated by it. Obviously there is a romance, but it's a very slow burn. It's not incredibly prominent. It wouldn't be like the main focus in this book, but I do personally really love it myself. I think it's really cute and it's really sweet. And the last book ended off in a way where I really wanted to continue. So technically speaking, the flip a coin, this is a good thing for me to actually get because I would love to finish it. And it's not too long of a book. So I'm kind of looking forward to it, but I'm also a little bit scared because like what's gonna happen? But I'm gonna give it a try, see if I enjoy it, and I'm going to hope that I do because again, I really did like the first one. So we'll see if I enjoy the second one. And with only one roll left, let's move on to my 5th and final roll. 8, 2, 1, 2. A book over 400 pages. That's actually so easy for me because I read almost only books over 400 pages. So this is not bad. This is not a bad TBR. Okay, let's see what book this is going to be for my last prompt. This is great. So a book over 400 pages. Honestly, a book over 400 is easier than a book under 400 because I have so many books that are like 600 plus pages. So this actually works out perfectly for me, but I'm actually not going to be picking up a really big book because not only, like I mentioned, it's May, which is busy, but I wanted to get to this book in May. That is 6 Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. This was actually gifted to me by May, so thank you so much, May. I appreciate you so much. And I am so excited for this one. I've heard such good things. And not only that, but I decided to get annotation tabs just for this book because I want to highlight, annotate right inside of it. So I can't wait to do so because I don't really annotate very often. And Laura sent me a book that was annotated and it made me really want to annotate. So I'm going to do that with this book and I'm so excited. I bought myself a few annotation tabs. This is crazy. I got myself a few annotation tabs. Look at that. They're so pretty. They're so pretty. So I can actually tab books now. I don't even own that many books to tab, so I don't really know what I'm gonna do with all of these, but I'm excited. I have the next decade of my life planned for annotation tabs, so I'm so excited about it. For this one, obviously, I went with these 3 colors. So as you can see, it is the same colors as the cover, which I thought was really pretty. So we have black, white, and red, which are also similar to the Japanese flag, which is also black and red. Sorry, no, it's not. No, it's not. Let me say that again. This is also similar to the Japanese flag, which is red and white. So I am very much looking forward to annotating as I go. I'm very excited about it. Let me talk about what this book is about very briefly. I don't want to know too much about it, so I kind of went into this one going into more of a shallow synopsis, not wanting to know too much, but I do know the gist of it. This book is inspired by East Asian fairy tales, and in this book we're following Shiori, I believe her name is, and she is a princess who has a secret, which is like a type of magic, and she is told not to portray or use this magic in front of anyone. Pretty much don't let anyone know she has it, and then something happens where she accidentally shows, and she thinks that she hid it. She thought that she did a good job not letting anyone see it, but unfortunately her stepmother Raikama sees this and gets upset. Raikama is a sorcerer, and so she turns Shiori's brothers into cranes and says that if you don't listen to me and if you show people about this again, I will end your brothers' lives, essentially. And so what Shiori wants to do now is find a way to help her brothers, get them back into their original states, of course. And to do that, she has to kind of follow alongside other people. And those are, let me see what this says. It says to do that, she must place her trust in a paper bird, mercurial dragon, and the very boy she fought so hard not to marry. I know there's a second book. Please let me know if it's worth reading the second book. I have seen a lot of like negative reviews for book 2, so please let me know if it is worth a shot or if I should just read this as a standalone and just only read this book. But no matter what, I'm gonna give this one a try and really hope I like it. It does sound really interesting. I love reading about East Asian like folklore and culture, so I am so excited about this one and I'm hoping, again, I like it. I say that about all the books on my TBR, but I genuinely want to like all the books I read, so I really just want to like this book and I hope I will. That is all for my TBR board game. That being said, I do want to make my final roll, which is actually for my free ebooks. I like to do this every single month where I have 100 books and I roll a D10 and a D10 and then I get to decide what book I get. So let's cut to the footage of me choosing the book to see what I get for my free ebook and see what I end up getting. So let's cut to that footage and we'll be right back. Okay, I'm a little bit nervous about this one. If you know me and you've been on my channel, I've been saying how historical romance is not usually my thing, but this was free. I got it probably years ago for free, so we're gonna give it a try. This is First of All by Laini Hatcher. This is, as you can see, a historical romance. And this book follows our main protagonist who is told and being pressured to get married, and so in order to kind of get people off her back, she asks her best friend to have a fake betrothal with her, so like fake marrying her friend Augustus, and obviously as they like fake marry and pretend to be together, actual sparks fly and they actually do end up falling in love. We have best friends or lovers, fake marriage going on, so there might be a chance. I don't know, I don't usually enjoy my historical romances. Hey, I'm gonna try it. If I don't like it, that's fine. It's free, so there's no harm done. But that is all for my books for the month of May. This is actually really, really good. Like, this is pretty good, and I'm actually pretty excited about this because there's no big books. I might read a sequel of some sort on my own time if I have time to do it, but for right now, this is a very, very easy month. Which, again, I'm a little bit afraid for June, but so far, so good. We have no books over 500 pages. So this is my TBR for May. There are 2,400 pages, which is so small for me. Very doable. This one's a very feasible TBR. Again, I might add a book or two, you know, on my off time if I have more time to read. But for the time being, these are all the 6 books I plan on reading. And honestly, I'm pretty happy with it. Not too bad. And with that all aside, we are done for my May TBR. I felt like it was so fast, but honestly, I don't mind. I'm hoping that there'll be some good TBRs in the future, but I think this one has a good amount of books, and not only that, but a lot of good looking books. Like, these books seem like they could be really good. I'm gonna sneeze. Allergy season. There's a lot of good books on this lineup, so I'm really looking forward to seeing if I enjoy them and if I have favorites. I don't know. Is the garbage truck back again? It is. To commemorate the garbage truck, let's put trash in the put a trash emoji down below to commemorate the garbage truck that's currently inside my house right now as I'm trying to film. Honestly, is there recycling or trash, anything to do with that? If there's no trash emoji, just put anything that belongs in the trash down below. You can get really creative with that. Hopefully April was a kind month to you, and if not, hopefully May is a little bit nicer. Hopefully you find some amazing reads in the new month of May, and I hope to see you all soon. Goodbye, everyone.